Hit the timer. Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the show about nothing. Episode. Let me look at my.
12, 13?
No, not 13. Episode 10. We ain't that deep in the game yet.
I thought we was.
No, we're not that deep in the game yet. We deep in the game. We 10 episodes in,
Yes,
and
sir.
we out here, man. Like, what's
We out
going
here in the
on?
streets.
We out here, man. We out here, bro. What's going on with you? Talk to us. What's been popping with you, bro?
Geek Squad McGee. That's all I can say.
Geek Squad McGee in these streets, sir. Geek Squad in this joint. How's it feel to be a member of the squad of geeks, my bro?
Different. It's chill. It's like it's a different type of job. I'm not gonna lie. It's different, but it's yeah, it's all I can say. It's different. Different type of job. It's out of the ordinary. It's way out the element. But like I've been telling people, man, this is a job that came to me. Period. The job came to me, and I happened to just like jump at it, and here we are.
You heard that dude? He hit me with the, yeah, man, your boy got a new JLB. Like, all right, my boy, all right. I see you, dog.
And then you were like, man, you've been flipping jobs around left and right. Like, what the world? Like, hey, look, the
I
first
mean,
job that the last job I left before this one, I didn't leave on my own accord. This time around, it was different. I was able to put the 2 week in.
yeah, I told him last time, like in the beginning, like, bro, man, I said, you know, you don't want to be working at that spot for your whole life, breaking your body down, be all bad knees and your bad back and just all. Now you in the spot where you in air conditioned 24/7, not killing yourself, working hard, stress free. I mean, besides the back and forth traveling, hooking up people's stuff, I mean, that can't be that hard of work.
More driving than anything else, but like there are moments where like you're gonna deal with the little annoyances, when it comes to installing other TVs, speak, there's
That's
always
the
gonna
only
be a
thing
little.
you ain't gonna have to do. Like, oh, you gotta go back to the truck and see what somebody got to do. You ain't got. Let me make sure I got all the. But other than that, hooking up a few TVs, mounting some stuff, ain't gonna be too crazy.
And it's not, and like for me, I look at it like this. It's more along the lines of like, um, it the best way I can describe it is this is the first time that when I am going to bed before I go to work, I'm not dreading it. This is weird to say that I'm not dreading going to work. Like I wake up, I get myself ready, get my coffee, and I'm out the door, and like I'm fine. Like I'm not, I'm not like I got to get ready for work. I got to go to bed early. No, I'm just like, oh, okay. I got work in the morning. Let's go. And like the day goes by quick. Like it goes by quick. Like you don't realize how fast the day goes by until like you're heading to your second job, third stop, whatever or whatnot. Like it just the day goes by, because you're working it with people's home, you're working in people's homes, putting TVs up or whatever, and it's just like, yeah, that's how it is. It's a weird feeling, but it's a dope feeling at the same time too, knowing that I'm not having to break my back and worry about certain things.
Yeah, I had the big brother on a few times. Like I said, bro, like this is not the life you want, bro. Like,
Oh
I,
no, definitely not the life I want. Like I'd never, like I've always said when it came to warehouses, um, I knew there was more out there for me. I
yeah,
didn't see myself making a career out of a warehouse job.
yeah, and I was always on him about it because he was saying that. Like he seemed like, man, gotta go sleep early. I'm like, he stay in Georgia. I'm in Dallas. Like he like I was like, but it's 8. Where you going to bed now? Like that? Like, yeah, gotta get ready to go to bed. Gotta get up early. Like, dang, that job got you like that. Like, dang, I
Dude,
ain't
like,
never,
like
look.
you understand, like the jobs that I was working at, like we started, let's see, I worked with Home Depot and our start time was at 6. So I got up at 4:30 and I had to get there before then. So I would like leave by like 5:15 and I would get there by like 5:30, 5:45. And then with the floor and decor, I was going to bed still at like 9, but I was getting up at like 5:30 because we didn't start till 7. So I would get there by like 6:30, 6:45. Now I can go to bed at 10 o'clock, wake up at 6:30, And the thing is, though, we don't start till like we don't officially start till like 8 o'clock. But I get there by like 7:30 ish. I clock in and like I'm there for like maybe 5-10 minutes just chilling until like we get everything situated and then we're on our way.
Yeah, and I feel like, and I was like, I ain't been to bed at 8 o'clock since I was in elementary school. Like I ain't been till I was like in elementary. I ain't been this. That was my best. I'm like, bro, you gonna see it that early and gotta give that dang early? Like, gosh, oh, like
Yeah, that was the life I chose for a long time, but I'm no longer doing that. Thank God. I mean, granted, the weird part is like we're Best Buy. We got a warehouse in the back, but we don't touch it. That's crazy. We have a warehouse, but I'm not messing with it. So
man, got that dude have PTSD. Walk by that. Oh no, forward the court. Oh no. Best Buy. Oh no.
uh,
Oh, no.
the good part is though, like they do have like the little machines or whatever, and I see the stuff on on the shelving, and I'm just like, thank God I don't got to go grab that.
Hey, look at it, bro. Like I wouldn't do. I was like, yo, I ain't come here to do all this. I'm here for tech purposes only.
Yes,
So
sir.
what's the greatest thing you've done since you've been there, bro? Before we get the show kicking.
Oh man, the craziest thing that I've seen. I mean, I haven't seen really any craziness as of late. Like I just started. I've met a Hollywood producer who was recruited by SCAD.
Right on.
Um, I met, yeah, I've met some pretty, some people here and there. I've been in some pretty interesting houses, like some big houses, like mansions and whatnot already. Like some money's been put into them houses.
Oh snap. Okay, can't date. I see.
Yeah, like it's like when we go to these places, it's more along the lines of like, you see the houses that you're going to be working in, and you see the neighborhoods, and you see the people, and it's just like it's like wow, like this is where we're at. Like these people, we're dealing with people that got money like that, bro. Like that's it. Kind of opens up your eyes, and you're like, man, like one day, just one day, I'm gonna get that spot. Just one day, I'm gonna. Who knows? But like I said, I'm just taking it one day at a time, bro. Just one day at a time.
I feel on that. Like I be looking. Speaking of this, I'm glad you said that.
Hmm.
Money. Let's talk about the first topic of the day.
Okay, talk about it.
I asked you, and I said I'm gonna be judging you on how you answer this question.
Oh yeah, I remember. If someone was
Yeah, I gotta lay the foundation first.
yeah, I was about to jump
I
into it. I
asked
was about to jump into it.
because I asked this question because I asked another person this. They said something stupid. I'm like, no, you are an idiot if you do that first. I'm like, you better get this before you buy that, then worry about the other bull job later. So I asked this question: if you had 500,000 now, somebody like, yo, Izzy, boom, here's the check, no strings attached, no funny business. 500K
Half
is
a mil.
yours. 500,000.
Okay.
This is yours. I
Do what you want with it.
like what you say?
You said do what you want with it. 500 mil,
Do
like
what you want.
500,000.
It's yours. I'm investing 500K into you to further whatever you want to do. What you want to do with it. If you f it off, that's on you. That's all I'm giving you.
Okay.
If you f it off, it's hey, I've invested in what you want to do.
Okay.
Do what you want to do. What's the first thing you're doing
Okay.
with said
So I have okay, so I, first thing I'm doing,
first thing you're doing?
okay, there's several things I could do with that money.
Right?
There's several things. First and foremost, what I'm going to do is I'm splitting that money in two. So it's going to be 250,000.
Right?
I'm putting half of that in my savings, half of that in my checking account, right?
Okay.
I'm taking about 50,000 and I'm straight up investing, putting it in investments, but I'm splitting it like 5 or 6 different ways to like different investment positions. Put a little
Okay.
in land, put a little bit in like the stocks. I'm taking about 20, like 20,000. And well, yeah, I'm gonna put like 50,000 in investments, about 20,000, put that in schooling so I can go straight to school, knock out all that tuition, just take care of that. Um, pay off my car,
Okay.
so I ain't got to worry about that because like the only big bill that I have is my car, so pay that off, and then you know with the rest of the money, if I'm working still, like I'm working, getting my money, putting that money into my account, flipping it over into my savings, like the one thing I will say is like I've grown over the years when it comes to money. Like I was bad with spending. I was bad with like buying things that I saw online and was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like I want to get this. But now it's like gotten to a point where like, okay, I need to start looking into my future. And this is some stuff that I want to do. So first and foremost is like, okay, I gotta make sure my savings is right. So boom, get my savings out the way, invest, make sure that my money's working for me. Um, and then like just start investing in my future, whether that be, school, going and finding my own place or like whatever the case is. Like I want to make sure that I'm getting myself squared away. Like I'm not trying to f my money off and just buy the latest thing because one person has it and that's not me.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm in the same. I'm in the same ballpark with you. Like more like in the event. Like mostly, my mom instilled into me. Like when I got that kind, you get that kind of money first, buy you a place to stay. And that's the first thing I'm like, okay, find me a nice little decent spot in a decent area. That's the first thing. Hell,
Oh
I'm
yeah.
I'm the kind of person where I will buy the model house that they have, like display house with all the stuff. I will buy with everything in it. Just leave everything in it. I'll worry about that later. Just you want everything in it, Mr. Jump? Just leave it. How much? Boom, cash. Boom, got that paid for. Because a lot of people they get that comment. I want to buy this. I want to buy a car. I want to buy this. Do you still live in an apartment? You still live with your mama. Nothing's wrong with that because the economy is kind of crazy. But you know what? They'll get a house.
In today's economy, staying with the parents, not a bad thing. I've met a lot of people who are living with the parents and like it's weird. Like I'll be on like I'll talk to certain people and they're like, oh, like where do you live? You have your own place? I'm like, no, I kind of stay with my folks right now. That it's kind of I'm with my parents and they're like, oh, I stay with my folks too. And I'm like, oh, cool. I'm
And
not the only one.
I feel like it's funny to say. I felt like the generation before us, the '90s era people that was before, they were should quick to leave the crib. But
Yeah,
now our generation, like, yo, I cannot afford to stay in an apartment by my. I gotta go back home. Yada yada.
exactly. Like the way that everything is just like you look at it. Okay, so I will say this.
Pause. We're gonna get back to that though. We're gonna get back to that. But
Oh no. This goes with the economy stuff that we're talking about right now. Real quick.
I go.
So one of the jobs that I worked at this past weekend was installing a putting a TV up for an older couple,
Right.
and the guy I was talking to or whatnot tells me his wife is from Cuba and she's lived through the Fidel Castro era and whatnot. Like her brother went to high school with Fidel Castro and his brothers, like knew them personally and whatnot.
Damn.
So yeah, so it's crazy. But anywho, so the guy he's talking about like, how the economy is. He's like, look, I'm 73 years old and I'm gonna have to get get a job just to, to make do out here. And
Mm.
look, I'm not a fan of Trump. I'm not a fan of Biden or whatever, because I think he's an idiot. But I'm gonna say this. When the other guy was in office before this one, I was doing really well. Like my money was better than what it is now. Like, dude, he's like, I'm paying X amount of money on gas, and the cars I gotta take premium. So I'm paying that 420 something.
Let me tell you something. That 500,000 do them pretty good. Like I said, I'm into it. The older I get, the more I've already had like an investor mind. Like I've always thought about it. Like I always said, like, yo, I told a buddy of ours, I said, yo, I want to invest in like in like you said, buy some property, like some land, and build a couple themed tiny homes on there in a prime area, like because
Renting out and then let that income come to you.
yeah, like turn those into rent some like some themed tiny homes, Airbnb them joints out, put them in
Facts.
a prime location where, like I said, I stay in Dallas, so I wanted to be like in the prime area where if you want to go downtown, you can get downtown. If you want to go uptown, down wherever around town, deep, you want to get to the good, get to the popping stuff.
Location, location, location.
And I mean, I feel like, and the people that know that kind of what we're talking about in the comments, let us know because we don't know everything. But I feel like the tiny home thing is an investment in itself. I feel like you still gonna make money. I feel like they're gonna pay for themselves at
Yeah.
some point, like especially if you got a good location and you keep it up. The upkeep ain't gonna be too crazy. You know, if you want to hire somebody to go in there and take care of it for you, like yo, go in there every 2 weeks after somebody rents it out. You know, boom, and yeah, and then like just little investments like the guy who was the guy from the Browns I sent you that he had a shoe store.
Oh, 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 oh.
Gordon, um, what's his name?
Where did you send me that? That
It's
was via
but
text because I know who you're talking about.
yeah,
I know
so like,
who you're talking about. He
long
was one of my.
story short, he got approached about StockX before it was StockX, and him Usher and some more people put money in it to it, and it StockX is StockX now. I'm like,
Right.
I would be, it's for y'all don't know what that is, like the stock market for shoes, for sneakers. But I'm like, I would take
What?
chances with little things like that. I'm like, all right, I done got a nice spot to live. I paid a couple thousand for my house, paid that off, had got that paid, and I really don't want nothing. You know what I mean? If you want to, I mean, if you just invest your money and it's gonna make money, you're gonna make money. You should still be left a little something in, you know, flip it, do whatever you want with it and whatnot, and just sit back, watch your money grow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, I put my money, a little money in this investment. Like, yo, I got this little startup company, yada yada yada. I feel like, and that's how that rapper comedian that made a lot of money. They said he put it was some sort of tech app that he invested in early, and it made millions. It's like
Oh, you're talking about Joe Hayden.
who?
Joe Hayden. He was the former Browns cornerback, Steelers cornerback that has the $14 million off the shoes.
Yeah, him. So
Okay, I just found it.
cool. So him is like, in going back to Shaq, he said, yo, he hated that he didn't invest in Starbucks when he had a chance. He said he was like, nobody's gonna pay $5 for a cup of coffee. Now everybody paying $5 for a freaking cup of coffee.
Eight
And like,
dollars if you want the large cup.
yes. And so it's like, I'm that kind of person where I'm such not a thrill seeker. I'm like, after you hear stories like that, you know what? I may take a chance and like, how much you need? All right, let's just give it a chance. If it bombs, it bombs. If it don't, if it take off, it take off. Like yo,
Yeah, exactly.
it's like
Like
I'm
there's certain investments that you have to look at and be realistic. Like when you see like if you come across an investment or you come across an opportunity to tell like someone rolls up on you and like June, I got a crazy idea and I think you'd be interested, and they throw you the idea. You have one or two options. You can either be like, I don't know, or you can be, yeah, let's do it. But like, there's always that thing of like, if you say, yeah, let's do it, you got to be realistic to the point of like, how is this going to work out? Like, you really have to iron out the details and such and be like, is this investment going to be worthwhile? Because you could throw your money at any investment plan, any scheme out there, but is the return going to be there for you in the long run? Like, granted, like if it's a startup type of company, then like at first the return is going to be kind of hit or miss because it's a startup. But like in the
Mhm.
long run, if it builds up into something big and it's credible and you have all these endorsements or whatever, then your return could be like pretty dang good.
Yep.
But if it flames out, and you put like a good chunk of money into the investment, then you're going to be out of that money.
Yeah,
But
it's like,
it's all about using like your intuition, your gut feeling, and just like really doing that research to make sure that said investment is going to be worth it.
and I bet like I don't know when the company started. You probably check. I don't know when Lyft. Let me look. When Lyft and Uber started, I bet the person like if you pitch that idea to somebody like, "Yo, man, I got an idea for a company. What you got?" Somebody's gonna pick you up in their own personal car and drive you to where you need to go. You want to go downtown Atlanta for a birthday party? You call them, you get this app, you put in your destination. It's a flat fee price, and they're gonna drive you. And oh, it's a tech. No, they're gonna drive you in their own personal car. Now, at the time, you probably like, huh? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's called Uber.
Now you got, and now from Uber you got Lyft because it was so dang successful.
Yeah, and it's
It's
like,
just like if
but
one
hold on,
thing,
that's even the kicker though. You sitting there in this meeting with this person trying to process this, and you got the money in your pocket, like you got the checkbook ready, like you not sure if this is gonna work.
exactly.
But then you look at it now and you asking like, yo, the whenever you asking people like LeBron and whoever who's the big athletes and the big stars at the time to invest, they like, I don't know about all this. I mean, you sure this gonna work? Trust me. Now you look at it like, wow, this is $1 billion company. You know what I mean? Like on both ends. So it's like
It's a
I say,
happy marriage if you ask me.
what to say?
It's a happy marriage if you ask me if it works out.
Hey man, that'd be the merger of those two. Man, that'd be insane. That'd be Uber Lyft, really? Lyft Uber, Uber Lyft. That'd be crazy. That'd be insane though. But like I said, it is what it is. 500, man, like $500,000, bro. Like that's
That's,
insane.
that's money.
Especially if you're not gonna screw it off. If it's like, yo, do what you want, like, and I don't want a lot of stuff anyway. I got the stuff I need. Like I said, that's what I say the most. Get a bigger house, get a bigger spot for me and my mom. That's about it. And that's about it, bro. I get a bigger spot for me and my mom. Like that's about it. And we be in these streets. And we be out in these like, yo. And yeah. Where we at now?
Well, um, so I've been noticing something on social media,
Or what?
and this is just me as of right now. So I don't know that it has to do
Did we talk
with
about this one? Off record, did we talk about this one? What did you talk about?
oh yeah, because you asked you're gonna ask me a question about this one in a second.
Right?
It's about wedding bells and whatnot.
Oh yeah. How do you feel about marriage in 2023? Because this conversation came up because I had a conversation um with a friend of mine. She was like, yo, I went to my best friend's wedding. Her and her boyfriend went to the best friend's wedding and they best friend threw them on the grill. Like, yeah, y'all gotta be next, yada yada yada, blah, blah. Threw them on the grill. And this is my sister's best friend, like best friend, like. And it's funny. And the funny story about this, it has nothing to do with nothing, but has a lot to do with everything.
Has nothing to do with this, but has a lot to do with. Okay, I gotta hear this one out.
So, funny story about my partner. I went to school with his sister.
Okay,
Me and his sister like are tight. Like we went to elementary school together, had the same classes, the same teacher, like for 2 years, like back.
wow,
So fast forward, go to college, meet him. He get cool. He cool with my squad. I didn't know that was her brother.
right,
He's my boy. Like you know what I mean. Then so that's how that story. Like I told my sister, like, I know his sister. Like, you do, like, yeah. I don't think he knows I know his sister, but he probably knows now. But anyway, so she asked him, like, yo, so we've been together for yada yada amount of time. So what we doing? And his answer wasn't the right answer.
What'd he say?
He said, I ain't really think about it like that. I ain't really think about marriage like this. Like, yo, we ain't gonna be doing this, whatever you think this is, blah, blah, blah. So it got me to thinking, and I had to break it down to it like, I I don't like me and him don't talk like that. Like we don't like like it's more like on the phone, like it's mostly back Instagram, Snapchat, we talk back and forth like that. We ain't on the phone speaking like that all the time. Like we
Right.
don't see each other much. But I'm like, I could speak for my boy, like he's thought about it. Every man's thought about marriage at least. If you dating a girl for 4 5, you thought about it at least once. I feel like
I wouldn't know about that because I have yet to have any type of relations with
same.
anybody.
Like I feel like I mean, not no serious relationship, but when you meet a chick, if you dating a chick for like at least 9 months in, you think, all right, this I could probably see myself spending the rest of my life with her. But I feel like, and I say this jokingly, I feel like marriage for on the man is like, yo, I gotta make sure I got this in line. If especially if you're still living back with your parents in this economy, I'm still at home with my mom and dad. I'm working this job. Okay, I gotta provide for two people now.
Mhm,
Not just myself, but for her, me, and myself. So I gotta make sure I'm financially straight.
mhm,
I feel like once the woman asks about the man, the pressure's on. Like, oh man, the pressure's on. Oh damn. But I feel like it's less pressure once if you speak on like, yo, we've been dating for a year now. I'm gonna marry you. Give me 2 years, it's gonna happen. Just 2 years. I gotta make sure everything is straight. Put it out there, because once the woman, now you feel like, oh, I gotta marry her ass now. Woo.
mhm.
Now
Especially when the best friend put you on the grill.
grill be like,
Like,
I'm like,
straight up, they saying, "Oh, so when is it when" like, "Y'all gotta do it next." I'm like, "Oh, well, I don't know about that."
you better hope
But
you don't get catch that bouquet. And now the pressure
so,
really
speaking of catching something, bro, I don't know if you could tell, but in the little over my shoulder over here, that little blue thing hanging off on my sign, that thing
yeah.
right there, that's the garter. That's the garter
Oh
from
yeah, he did catch the guard at a wedding before. Like he did catch. I remember the
my
pitch here.
cousin's wedding. My cousin's wedding.
He caught the guard at his cousin wedding. That nigga look. I mean that pitch like it was young. He didn't know what to like. I caught this bitch.
No,
Oh,
it was funny how it happened too. Like, funny story about how that played out. So at the wedding, at the after party, we're all gathered together, and you know how they do the toss the bouquet, toss the garter, and all that stuff. So, they gather all the single guys together. My cousin, like he didn't want to be a part of it. Like it's funny, he didn't want to be a part of it, but he was the next one to get married. Um, but yeah, so they gather everybody together, and me and like her husband's little brother, we're kind of like boxing each other out, and I I can't describe how perfect of a line it was. It was like he threw it behind him and it was a straight shot line to me. So I go up and I felt someone kind of like nudge me and I end up flying forward and I just caught it and I ran off with it like it was a touchdown.
stupid.
My cousin was like, I made Jordan's free throw line dunk look at like amateur hour.
This man here, like it's just so much pressure with marriage
It
nowadays.
is. It
It's
is in a
so
sense.
much.
But you know what though? What you know what's funny for me on my side of town?
Talk to me.
I've been noticing something on my end. Um, like on social media, whether it be Twitter or Instagram or like just in any other area, I've noticed a lot of people are getting married these days or getting engaged and whatnot. And for me personally, when I see all of that, I just look at it as like it could be one of two things.
Talk to
Either
me.
either everybody's planning their weddings on the same exact day, like they're somehow like connecting, like, hey, I'm gonna get married on this day. I bet I'm gonna get married a week later after you or whatever. Like it could be some really weird, strange connection thing going, like everybody's talking about it, or like there's a semblance of some sort with this marriage with people who I see getting married or engaged and whatnot. And it's funny that I'm talking about this right now. Like there's a couple that I know from my church that they're getting married this year, matter of fact.
Right?
And like the group that I'm in, like they're all married couple and whatnot. So I wouldn't say that getting married in 2023 or in this day and age is a hard thing to do or that it's impossible. It's like you said, like you want to make sure that everything is kind of like straightened out and lined up and like taken care of. But my question is though,
Talk to me.
and my question is to you is like, does everything have to be lined up for people to get married? Because for me, I see like there are people that have gotten married and like they didn't have everything all together and they've made it work
You know
and they're
what?
making it work.
I would say in that scenario, the people that can make it work, I feel like they know each other well enough to make it work. I feel like if you just pick a random chick off the block,
Oh no, no, no. I'm not talking about like a
well,
random, like
hear me out.
random off the side. Yeah.
Just hear me out. If you pick a random, it's not gonna work.
Right.
You gotta be able to pick a chick that if you've been with a girl that knows what's going on, like yo, it's like I'm dating. I'm not dating a girl right now, but like if I'm in a relationship and I tell her these are my cards, this is what I do. Music, I do this, and this. This is my thing. This is what I do. This is my livelihood. This is where, this is my. I'm trying to get to this so we can be here. So she got to understand that. But when she understands that, truly understands, like, all right, I'm gonna support her in everything she does, every venture she has going on, I'm gonna support it. But if on the other end, it's the same kind of girl that doesn't see it, and she wants me to do this, or whatever the case may be. Like, yo, I'm the only one breaking my back, making stuff work. That's where the struggle relationship comes in. Like, yo,
And like that's something that we spoke about earlier a few episodes back where like when it comes to relationships in general, like it's a two-way street. It's like it's a 50-50 type of deal when you're with somebody. You just can't be putting in all the work and all the energy into that one thing. And if the person that you're putting all the energy and all the work into isn't reciprocating that, isn't really putting in or understanding your side of it as well, just wants to take and take,
uh,
then it's gonna it's gonna be a backbreaker on your end and it's gonna stress you out and you're not gonna want to be a part of that because like I said earlier, relationships, marriages, they're 50-50. Like you have to understand there's gonna be weight that has to be evenly distributed. And in today's world, like people are working both sides. So, you know, everybody's gonna have to you know, put their share in somehow and work alongside with each other. You just can't expect one person to brunt the load of everything, especially with how things are today. Now, I'm not saying that it's impossible for someone to brunt the load by themselves. I'm not saying it's
look,
impossible.
if you making a salary, yes, but if you making $15 every 2 weeks, that ain't gonna work. And then again, I say this: I can't be bringing home the money and you spend it as fast as I can make it. Like you want to be a stay-at-home girl, not doing nothing. I heard a girl on TikTok say, "If she dating a dude, if they living together, I'm not working. You the dude. All right, we're not gonna talk about that topic." But I'm like, yo, this is. I don't know what dude you dating. I don't know what you doing. But anyway, like I said, when it
Now,
comes,
there are a few. Now, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, and like I might, I don't know,
tread softly.
and F it. I'm going in. Now there are some people. Now there's some females that don't mind being a stay-at-home wife, and they'll cook, clean, wash, and all that stuff, and they'll be happy with it. And like that's you. Like do you, sweetheart? Like I appreciate you. I applaud you. That's awesome. There are females that want to work, and I applaud you guys too. Like y'all putting into work because and everybody's got to eat somehow. But like if your main thing is like, oh, he's making all the money, so I'm just gonna stay here and I'm not gonna do anything, then by all means, it's like, then what are you here for?
Mm-hmm. A good time.
Exactly, and that's something that we don't do.
And I say all this because I feel like don't get it twisted. Everybody want to get married at least one time. You feel me? But
Yeah,
in the same time, it's like, bruh, I'm just not in the financial space to bring a burden on somebody. I like, like, yo, I ain't got it like that right now. Like, yo,
Yeah.
when it happened, it happened. Like, I say that pressure be on when the girl be like, what are we doing? That's a, you better hope you live close, cause that's gonna be a long car ride home, shorty. Like, whoo,
Exactly that.
uh,
Exactly that.
uh,
You're gonna be like, so, how am I gonna break this one down?
you know what? Your
It's
hair
gonna be,
is nice.
it's gonna be like, it's gonna be like, it's gonna be like your franchise quarterback wanted to leave and you don't want to let him go.
I mean, that's a great segue. That's a great segue. That's a high five moment. That's a great segue. Give me one.
Ah, there it is. Yes, sir. Hey, matter of fact, too sweet me one time. Too sweet. Too sweet. Ah, yes, sir, baby.
So Lamar
Lamar
Jackson,
Jackson. Lamar Jackson sends out a tweet, a letter to his fans.
read it verbatim.
I will be reading that verbatim as of right now. Give me a second. But yes, a letter to my fans from Lamar Jackson. I first want to thank you all for the love, for all of the love and support you consistently show towards me. All of you are amazing and I appreciate y'all so much. I want you all to know not to believe everything you read about me. Let me personally answer your questions. In regards to my future plans, as of March 2nd, I requested a trade from the Ravens organization for which the Ravens has not been interested in meeting my value. Any and everyone that has met me or been around me know that I love the game of football and my dream is to help a team win the Super Bowl. You are all great, but I had to make a business decision that was best for me, for my family and I. No matter how far I go or where my career takes me, I'll continue to be close to my fans of the Baltimore Flock Nation in the entire state of Maryland. You'll see me again. Trust.
Trust.
So Lamar Jackson has stated as of March 2nd, he requested a trade from the Ravens organization. And this came on the heels of John Harbaugh at the owners meeting. He was set to do a press conference at the owners meeting, and
Mm-hmm.
Lamar dropped that tweet. And this, now I'm gonna read you one more tweet. This is from March 7th. March 7th. This is this is the official statement from the Baltimore Ravens about Lamar Jackson. Having not yet reached a long-term deal with Lamar Jackson, we will use the franchise tag. There have been many instances across the league and in Baltimore when a player has been designated with the franchise tag and signed a long-term deal that same year. We will continue to negotiate in good faith with Lamar, and we are hopeful that we can strike a long-term deal that is fair to both Lamar and the Ravens. Our ultimate goal is to build a championship team with Lamar Jackson leading the way for many years to come. I call BS.
Here's my thing about.
I'm calling BS. You guys knew, and you guys knew, the Ravens organization knew, Eric DeCosta, you knew Lamar Jackson did not want to stay with the Ravens. He put the request in on 5 days prior to that statement.
Mm-hmm.
5 days prior to that statement. You
Mm-hmm.
put that statement out saying we put the franchise tag on him. And now all of a sudden, all this is coming out. Lamar saying, no, I wanted to trade early in the month. Like,
What we
okay,
say last a few episodes ago, I said you think he gonna play or is he gonna sit? You
I
said
said he was gonna sit. I did not expect. Look, I woke up and I saw this. I did not see this one coming. I didn't expect him to say I requested a trade. As
mm-hmm.
a Bengals fan, and look, I'm not even gonna speak as a Bengals fan, like you see it on the hat, but I'm gonna speak as a Bengals fan who's been, from the outside looking in.
Mm-hmm.
Any person can tell you that the Ravens organization stonewalling and hesitating on this long-term deal was not going to bode well. You get rid of his top wide receiver, his top target wide receiver. I think it was like Marquise Goodwin. I think it is. I think Goodwin. I think it was his top wide receiver target. You get rid of him.
Right.
You stonewall him when it comes to these contract negotiations, but You say that it's because he does. You say that is because he doesn't have an agent. But yet, Roquan Smith, your top linebacker, who doesn't have an agent, negotiated a 4-year deal. Laramie Tunsil from the Houston Texans represents himself and scores a 3-year extension. And now everybody's saying, oh, it was because of Deshaun Watson and the guaranteed money. Nobody wants to do the same type of thing that the Browns did. And I can understand that because the Browns giving $230 million to a guy that said no to them was completely asinine.
Right.
Still was like, you put that statement out on the 7th, knowing that 5 days prior to that, he said, I want out.
I say this. I feel like once they do that to you, like I feel like it sucks to be an NFL player because stuff like this, like you see, I feel
I feel bad for the fans. I feel bad for the Ravens
I
fans,
wouldn't
to
have
be
played.
completely honest. Like, I feel bad for the fans because they got hamstrung in all of this. They were being fed one thing after another, not knowing that Lamar didn't even want to be on the team anymore because of how things were playing out. It's
So
like
he played this season, right? Because I didn't follow Ravens football at
he
all.
played a little bit of this. He played a good chunk of the season, but got hurt. And then
See,
Tyler Huntley, the QB2, took over. Then their QB3 took over, and then Huntley took over. And I'll be honest, like Tyler Huntley, when I saw him playing, like it wasn't like they missed a beat, but you could tell like he's not Lamar.
right?
Lamar is special. He's a different type of talent. Like this man right here is he's just different. He's built different, wired different. Like there's a different energy when he's on the field. Like he's gonna be an issue. But like my thing was, and this is what I said. I was like, Lamar needs to do two things. One, he needs to get an agent, and two, sit out till he gets that bag, till he gets paid that
So
guaranteed money.
moving forward in this situation, going into we in the off season, people big trades are happening. Um, big things are happening. Do you think a team is going to pick him up?
I would, I was actually on a few spaces today on Twitter, and someone suggested that we may not see a move until possibly after the draft because we're so close to the draft right now that it's leaving kind of this weird gray area because we don't know who's going to be picking up who. You got Anthony Richardson, you got Will Levis, you got CJ Stroud, you got Bryce Young,
Oh, yeah.
you got a pretty solid quarterback class coming into
We
this
pretty
draft.
much know where the first three guys are. We know it's CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud going to the Panthers. The thing is, though, we don't know if I'm saying CJ Stroud goes to the Panthers. I'm thinking probably Bryce Young, he'll probably go to the Texans. You got Levis, you got Richardson. The thing is, though, we don't know where these guys are going to end up. So for me, I'm looking at it like this. There's a couple of teams I'm looking at right now that make sense for Lamar if a trade is going to happen.
All right.
I'm looking at either the Washington Commanders.
Didn't they just sign? Who they signed? No,
They signed,
that was Daniel Jones. I'm sorry, but go ahead.
no, that was the Giants. The
Right,
Giants signed Daniel Jones to that 4-year deal, which I still say is an overpay, but we'll see. But you got the Commanders, you got the Vikings, the Lions, the Colts, and the Falcons. Those are the 5 teams that I could look at right now and say they could benefit. They could benefit heavily with Lamar Jackson.
you know what?
Atlanta would be the best fit for him. Either Atlanta or Washington.
I think we said it on a few episodes. I wouldn't mind seeing Lamar in the NFC East. I would love to see him in Philadelphia twice a year, twice in the. I would love it. I welcome it. I want to see
Wait.
him
So you will welcome Lamar Jackson.
Open arms.
Lamar Jackson.
I would
At Lincoln Financial Field.
I would have him a gift basket, a cheesesteak. I would have him. I would just open arms.
You do know he is twice as fast as Patrick Mahomes, right?
Open.
You do
Big
know you
ass
lost
play.
several key pieces on your defense, right?
Bradbury.
You
Bone
lost
crusher, big
Hargrave.
boy.
Your
Jordan.
interior star is gone.
We
You don't
say,
have that presence on the edge.
hey, we good. Eagles are good.
I'm not doubting your
We're
skill set,
taking
my
the
guy. But
East again, damn it.
okay.
We're
Hey, look, but
taking,
like it. But look, you saw how close the Washington Commanders were this season.
I mean, what they got, who they got? Like, who the Commanders got right now that, unless they make some moves if they make some moves, which they ain't made, I ain't heard no, I don't follow Commanders news. I don't know who
I
they
don't follow, but like I'm just saying, like, but this is my thing. Tailor made right now. I'm looking at the Falcons. The Falcons are a tailor made team. I've seen the Lions, the Colts. I've seen uh I've seen the Colts, the
I ain't
Falcons, Lions, Vikings.
the
I'm just
Lions.
like
I mean,
I'm
like
looking at it like this. Like, go ahead.
the Lions. I mean, I'm I'm not scared of the Lions. The Lions are the Lions. They like the Lions are the Lions. Like I'm more terrified of the Bears right now. Like, okay,
The
they
Bears
okay.
ain't playing around. The
They,
Bears are not.
they making
But,
moves.
but the Bears are not going to go after Lamar because they got Justin Fields, and we saw
Oh
what
no, no,
he.
no, no. I'm not saying. I'm just saying if he goes to the, I'm still not.
I'm talking about teams that Lamar can go to and impact immediately.
So you seen that? You gonna see it on this podcast? Show about nothing. Easy to miss for the JunesEightyEIght. Tell me that
Izzyphantasmo, get the name right.
Izzyphantasmo. You
Thanks.
sit here and gonna tell me Lamar gonna change the culture in Atlanta?
Boy, he will add to the culture and raise the stakes with the culture out there. Let's not forget. Let's not forget that Atlanta was going after Deshaun Watson and was looking to add Leonard Fournette and Jarvis Landry to the mix. Now they got a young wide receiver core. They have a young quarterback talent that they drafted last year. But all of that could be pushed to the side a bit if they go after Lamar. Now, one team I have been hearing about that people are
Before
just
you
like
say
throwing,
that, before you
huh?
say that, are you saying if Lamar goes to Atlanta, he's gonna be the second coming of?
Michael Vick.
Are you saying he's gonna be the second coming of that man? I mean, because he's already being compared to him.
Yes, I think he would take Atlanta to like the next level. Because let's look at the NFC. Let's look at the NFC South real quick. Derek Carr, quarterback. He's a QB1 for the Saints. Desmond Ritter right now is QB1 for the Falcons. We don't know who the QB1 is for the Panthers is because they are drafting their guy. Could be CJ Stroud, could be Bryce Young. We don't know. Could be Anthony Richardson from all I'm seeing. And
Yeah,
then Tampa Bay, you're going to have a quarterback competition between Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask. And more than likely, Baker Mayfield's going to be the guy who gets that spot. So it's going to be Derek Carr, Desmond Ritter. It's going to be Derek Carr, Desmond Ritter, Baker Mayfield, rookie.
mm-hmm.
You throw Lamar Jackson in Atlanta, then it's going to be a battle between the Saints and the Falcons.
I know a lot of Saints fans that ain't buying into Derek Carr right now.
He's basically it's like it's like Jimmy. There's more Raiders than to me. That's like the Raiders not buying into Jimmy G because Jimmy G is basically Derek Carr, just looks wise is a little bit different. But I would trust Derek Carr more than Jimmy G.
Touche.
Like I trust Derek Carr a lot more in New Orleans than I do Jimmy G in Vegas because of how the team is constructed.
Well, we running on time now. But I gotta say one more thing. Aaron Rodgers may be in it. Aaron Rodgers a Jet. That's crazy. But the man that likes to eat Ezekiel Elliott, where do you think he's going?
You see that?
Because he ain't coming to Philly. We know that ain't gonna happen. You think he's gonna go to Cincy? You think he's gonna?
I think it could happen. Like the more I look into it, like I've been reading reports saying that the Bengals are like strongly linked to Ezekiel Elliott. So I'm thinking that it could happen. And look, if Ezekiel did say he wanted to go back to 15, he wanted his number 15 back if he goes wherever he goes next. And we got number 15 open up. So Ezekiel, if you happen to see this, like Cincinnati, Ohio, Buckeyes, we can run it back.
I mean,
Joe
people
Mixon,
saying,
like, let's get it.
a lot of sports analysts undisputed. A lot of people saying Zeke is washed. I feel like a
Zeke
change
ain't
of
washed.
they
Zeke
say
is not. I'm sorry.
he got a lot of miles on his legs.
God.
He beat. I feel like a change of scenery would be working.
Put him
I
on
mean,
a 1 year,
I say,
1 year prove it deal, or like a 2 year prove it deal alongside with Joe Mixon. That's a 1-2 combination right there, bro.
and I say even in Philly with Kenneth Gainwell and Zeke, if you pair them up like him and Pollard, like yo Zeke, you're a two. They put Zeke in as a third down back. Like, all right, cool. Put him in third down. Instead of doing a quarterback sneak, yo, Zeke, all right, they're around. I hate the game bars. Like, punch it in, Zeke. Just because you got to, I'm Zeke, like, yo, let me go to Philly. I just got to throw my middle fingers up at the Cowboy for that bull job they did to me. Lining me up at center. I don't want to go out like that. You don't want to go out looking like an idiot. like, bro, y'all made me look foolish.
So, real quick, ESPN just dropped they just dropped an article right now, and they're highlighting about 13 teams that could go after Lamar, that could suit him.
Christ.
Atlanta.
Run through 'em.
Atlanta.
All right.
Chicago.
Ew.
Detroit.
Okay.
Green Bay.
All right.
Houston.
Ew.
Indianapolis.
Okay.
Miami.
All right.
Minnesota.
All right.
New England. The Jets.
Nah, that ain't happening.
Tampa Bay.
That'd be a dog fight with him and Breaker. I just want to see the practice. I don't want to see the spring. I want to see the practice. Who winning this quarterback battle? You stream that one. Who winning this quarterback?
Oh yeah, Baker versus Lamar. That would be crazy.
That would.
Tennessee. And Washington.
See, I would, like I said, all jokes aside, I said before I wouldn't mind seeing him in Washington. All jokes aside, I wouldn't mind seeing Lamar.
You want to see him in the NFC East so you can have a chance to beat him.
Not even that, like, I don't like the AFC that much. Like, the AFC is cool. I just feel like the NFC is just superior. I feel like the AFC is dope. The NFC is dope. I just feel like it'll be fun to see how he fares up against Dallas.
Hey, look, as long as he gets out of the AFC North or the AFC in general, I'll be fine. Y'all want him in the NFC? Cool, y'all can have him. He's your problem now. Ain't nobody trying to contain him.
I want to see how big a problem him and Scary Terry on the same court, like boom. Then it's not like it'll be fire. It's like
that's what I was thinking too. Like all that speed, but in Miami with all that speed too.
But then I don't think they giving up on Tua though. That's the thing. I don't think they letting go of Tua.
They're picking up the 5th already on Tua.
So like, but yo, that's that. Send us home, man. Send us home, bro. We run along. We have 53. Send us home.
Oh my goodness gracious, bro. We have 53, almost 54 minutes in 2-1. 54 minutes in. You know what this is, man. This is a show about nothing. Where we talk about nothing, but talk about everything at the same time, too. And you know how it goes down in these streets. It's your boy, JunesEightyEIght. Your boy, Izzyphantasmo in the building. And we having fun today. You know what I'm saying? It's getting a little dark on my side.
So a dope opener. Real talk. We do normally talk sports, and like we have a real dope opener. Like I think people gonna enjoy that.
Hey, look, we talking real life stuff as well. We just don't talk sports, but you know what it is, man. We had to throw this one in because it's Lamar Jackson. Hey, Lamar, get your bag and whatnot. But until then, it's your boys, JunesEightyEight, Izzyphantasmo. Show about nothing.
We
We
out.
here. Hence,